I call the honourable member for Hotham.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. Deputy Speaker, I want to thank the member for Lindsay for providing an opportunity for us to discuss this incredibly important issue in our parliament. Something I really notice after 5 years of being in the chamber is that the conversation that happens in our parliament, that happens up here in Canberra, can feel very remote to the people that we represent in our electorates. But the issue that's being discussed tonight about violence against women, about the right of Australian women to be safe on our streets and in our homes, is core to the daily lived experience of half of the people who live in our population. And it's really important that we talk about it, Deputy Speaker. I was incredibly shocked and saddened by the death of Eurydice Dixon. I want to offer my heartfelt condolences to her family and friends, to everyone who knew her and loved her, and no doubt there are so many people whose lives she touched who are missing her incredibly right now. I find as I experience these things now at this stage of my life, I feel I experience them more as a parent than as a participant, Deputy Speaker. And when I heard about the way that this crime was committed and the innocence of the act that was being conducted by this woman simply walking through a park on her way home, it wasn't even that late at night, Deputy Speaker. And I just think to her parents, to lose a child under those circumstances, you would never want that for any Australian, and I just really want to give my condolences to her family. Deputy Speaker, Eurydice was, by what it sounds, a really inspiring young woman. She made people laugh. What an amazing thing to do in a world that doesn't always feel so positive. And I read a lovely article that her friend Kieran Butler described her as brave, courageous, loyal and trustworthy. He said, "She could genuinely empathise with and understand a point of view or action she vehemently disagreed with. That is rare in someone so young." And indeed, Deputy Speaker, it's rare in any person, and a quality that all of us in this building should aspire to. What happened to Eurydice has left us all shaken. It was brutal, it was cruel, and it's incredibly hard to understand. And it's also a really painful, burning reminder of the failure of our parliament, of our legal system and our society to end violence against women. Only 4 days before the death of Eurydice, another woman, Chi Yu, was murdered, allegedly by her male housemate. She was a 28-year-old Chinese woman living right here in Australia. Another woman dying at the hands of a man right here in our suburbs. And in fact, Deputy Speaker, I just note that this incredibly sad death of Eurydice Dixon has brought to the fore of the political debate and the debate that we're having around our kitchen tables, the fact that there are 30 women who have been killed by men's violence against women this year. 30 women, Deputy Speaker. If we think about, the mountains that are moved when we see incidents of a different kind kill that many people, and yet when it's violence against women, for some reason, there's a lot of talk, there's a lot of discussion, but I don't see the action to back it up. Deputy Speaker, something I have noted in the public discussion that's taken place around the death of Eurydice has been a good conversation where I think there are men in this country who are really trying to listen. And I had a conversation indeed with my own partner where it just became obvious to me that there are a lot of very well-meaning men that I respect in this country who don't know the experience that Australian women live every day. And that is the fact that if you're alone and you're walking down a dark street, you carry your keys in your hand if you need them as a weapon. You have 000 dialed on your mobile phone in case you feel in danger. You feel fretful and fearful if you hear footsteps behind you. And I say that not to complain, but only because we grow as humanity when we share our experiences with one another, and this is the lived experience of Australian women, and that's not right, and it's not good enough, Deputy Speaker. Now, I say that, and I know as a white woman living in a city that I'm safer than many Australian women are. Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander women are 32 times more likely to be hospitalised because of family violence-related assault than non-Indigenous women. 32 times, Deputy Speaker. Now, we're living in a country where these things are going on in suburbs, in households every day. And I just want to say that I don't think it's good enough. I'm glad for the opportunity for the Parliament to debate it, but the time for debate has to end at some point. We need to do more.